Historic DeCew House in Thorold is the site of the brand new First Nations Peace Monument. Blackfoot architect Douglas Cardinal designed the sculpture with the message of inclusiveness of First Nations peoples at its core. The choice of both location and unveiling date are significant to the overall theme of the monument.
The circle brings people together, and I think that's very important in this time of our history, that our First Nations and the rest of Canadians come together in a positive way, and this monument really represents the fact that more First Nations people lost their lives in the War of 1812 to defend Canada from the Americans than the French or the English, and that Canada wouldn't be Canada without the commitment of the First Nations to stand for this country.
We wanted the focus of the monument to be on peace. Both of these wampum belts you see here are peace belts. So this one over here is the Haudenosaunee wampum belt, the Hiawatha wampum belt, which symbolizes the formation of the Iroquois Confederacy, which was peace being made among the original 5 nations of the Confederacy. And then the other belt is the Pledge of the Crown William Claus wampum belt, which was what the British gave to their First Nations allies at the conclusion of the War of 1812 to say, look, okay, the war is over, let's go back to our relations as they were prior to the war.
Architect Douglas Cardinal has designed museums, universities, schools, bridges, and government buildings. All of his works, including the new Peace Monument, are designed to honor the earth, and in particular women in a traditionally matriarchal society.
All of our Anishinaabe people and the Haudenosaunee people are matriarchal. And so we always honored the women. And we feel in this day and age that women should be more honored, take the rightful place in our culture and in the rest of society as a whole.
The traditional smudging ceremony represented a confirming of the laws of the First Nations.
We bring our 4 sacred medicines, sage, cedar, sweetgrass, and tobacco. And in so doing, we connect, we think about our ancestors, we connect to what I'll call the Great Spirit, the life in all things, and our relationship to all things, and our relationship to each other. And we think about the best of historically what our ancestors did together, and we celebrate that today, and it becomes the foundation tomorrow for a better world.
Though you say today came together at the last minute, very carefully planned to have the monument here on the site of DeCew House, and also for the unveiling to be October 7th. Why?
This is the site where Laura Secord arrived with the First Nations warriors, and it's significant because of what that represents. It's the resident First Nations and the early settlers who galvanized their forces in the defense of this country. And so it's really, history was made at this site. And also the October 7th is the anniversary of the Royal Proclamation of 1763, which outlined the core relationship between the Crown and First Nations.
The First Nations Peace Monument is located at the terminus of the Laura Secord Walk on DeCew Road. In Thorold, Mike Balsam reporting for The Source on YourTV.